Cheers, friends. So, welcome back to another video, guys. I am K-Hole, and as usual, I've been running out of ideas and stuff. I've been just chilling out, smoking way too much of the good stuff. And I saw a comment on my music genres tier list saying punk rock should be higher. A lot higher, maybe. I think it was a lot higher. Who cares? But this video, in particular, is not about that comment. This is a revamped tier list. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Now, the thing is that I wanted to do this. This gave me a really good idea. That comment gave me a really good idea to do this because of the fact that my tastes have definitely changed over time. And I want to give an update on what I listen to now, basically. So, without further ado, let's get this started. As usual, it's DCBAS. We're starting from the bottom of the barrel and working our way up. We have alt rock, avant-garde, blues, classic rock, classical music, disco, electronic dance music, folk music, funk, heavy metal, jazz, pop music, punk rock, R&B, rap, reggae music, techno music, and country music. So as usual, as I said earlier, starting from the bottom and working our way up to the top. So let's get this started. Country music is in D tier. Now, if we were talking about in older country music, like, I don't know, 1950s, 60s, 70s, we had Johnny Cash, we had Willie Nelson. I probably would put this genre a little higher, but nowadays, it's staying in D. It's the same bullshit over and over, lyrically and instrumentally. There's nothing really special about it, and I don't really care enough about it. I'll put techno music in D as well, actually, now I think of it. Actually, well, no, I don't want to put that in there. I'll put it in C. I don't know any artists that are techno artists, so I don't think it's really fair for me to put it in D because of that. Even though it doesn't really do anything super crazy, it does have its moment. But generally speaking, it's nothing special to me. Disco, disco, disco is also in C tier. It's kind of the same idea with me. With techno music, it does have its moments, but I just don't generally care about it. I don't know that many artists other than the Bee Gees, really. I know that's disco, but that's really as far as it goes in terms of my knowledge of disco. And I'm really happy that disco has died. So, yeah. Which leads me to EDM. EDM is also in C tier. It's the same idea with disco. The only artist I really know that is an EDM artist is Skrillex, and I guess deadmau5 is EDM. I don't really know. Hey guys, future Kyle here. Just here to interrupt you guys and say that I did look him up, and apparently he is actually techno, not EDM. Sorry for the mistake. Back to the video, guys. I've never really delved much into EDM. It was just never my cup of tea. The only difference is between techno music and disco is that this doesn't really have its moments, which the more I think of it, because of the fact that it does not necessarily have its moments that much to me, like nothing like really wows me in it, I'll just put it in D tier. I'll put jazz in C tier. The jazz community is probably gonna kill me for this. I respect the genre, but I just could never get into it. In terms of just artists, I only know a few like Louis Armstrong and Buddy Rich, and that's really as far as it goes. Well, I mean, they're not necessarily artists, they're more like musicians and stuff, but I hope you guys get what I mean. Jazz is just something I won't necessarily sit down and listen to all the time. I want like that mixed with some other stuff. Like for instance, I like jazz fusion, so like Weather Report, for instance, like Jaco Pastorius and everything. Like that's great. I like jazz fusion quite a bit. With jazz by itself, it's not something I will really listen to. Oh yeah, folk. I'm playing that in D tier. The only time I really like folk is when it's mixed with other genres. Like bands like Opeth do it very well. With their mixes of death metal and folk, but that's really just about as far as it goes. I'm not much of a fan of folk as by itself. Pop music, I think I'll put pop music in uh B tier, I guess. I have seen some artists do some really cool stuff with it, and when you think about it, pop music is such a huge part in a lot of people's lives. I feel like I have to put this into because it has also impacted me. I do have quite a bit of a soft spot for pop music, but it's not something I will listen to all the time. I will come back to it. I will go into it and listen to it sometimes, but it's generally not always modern pop. It's usually like old school pop, like the Beatles, for instance. Yeah, yeah, I think it's fine where it is, really. I'll put rap in B tier as well. I do respect rap as well. I res I respect the artists involved. I really like their lyrics, and rhymes. That's the big thing I really like about rap. It's not something I will always listen to. It's the same idea with pop music for me, but like to some extent. But I will listen to it. I like NWA. I like um I like old era Eminem quite a bit. I'll put punk rock in B tier as well. I don't think it's really yeah, if you can't tell, I don't think I put punk rock any higher. I think I put it in C tier last time I did this tier list. I don't remember. I think the editor version of me will correct myself, but uh, generally speaking, punk rock is really not my thing. I like a couple bands like Sex Pistols and Black Flag, but that's just really about as far as it goes. It's generally not my style of music. I'm not include. I guess I'll also. I think I'll also. I probably would include Green Day into the mix as well, but I just don't really know at this point because like they're more pop punk, which to me they're kind of like their own thing of punk in my eyes. Punk rock is just something I won't always listen to. I never got into it. But yeah. So yeah. I'm sorry if I pissed any of you guys off with this, but that's just the way it is. Yeah. Oh yeah, actually now I think of it, I did not realize I put R&B here. I'm playing R&B in C tier because I've listened to it, but I don't know any artists from that genre. It's just not something I listen to all the time, really, or really ever. I don't want to put it in D tier or put it any or higher because I feel like it wouldn't be fair with the fact that I don't really know that many artists or really any artists at all from R&B. It's just out of my expertise. I guess that's really just all I have to say with R&B. I'll put reggae music in B tier. I only know like one artist, which is Bob Marley, and that's just about as far as it goes with reggae. It's not something I'm really into. I do respect the genre as a whole, though. I respect like most of these genres, but I do respect reggae. So I don't know. I just realized something I forgot to put in C tier. Avant-garde music. The thing is I have a lot of respect for avant-garde music, but it's not some but with the because of the fact that avant-garde is so weird and everything, I would not listen to it all the time. Like there is I can't remember the name of the music piece or the guy that made it, but the piece is like 4 minutes long, and it's literally just nothing. All it is the guy is like sitting in front of his piano and not even playing any notes or anything, nothing at all. I don't, which isn't what avant-garde completely is about, but like there's not all avant-garde is like that, but it can go to that kind of can go to that extent a little bit. Generally, because of the fact that avant-garde is so weird, it's not something I will really listen to all the time. I'll put alt rock in B tier as well because I only know like one artist really from it, like which is Muse. I've listened to every album from Muse. I actually really enjoy their stuff, but that's really just about as far as it goes with alt rock. It's kind of out of my expertise. I'm gonna put funk in B tier as well because I don't know enough about funk, but I know like funk like bands like Primus and Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean it's funk rock, but it's kind of different. But this is just like funk as just by itself. But I want to put it at B tier because of those bands because I listen to Primus, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and all that. But that's really just about as far as it goes with funk. It's just generally not my thing. which is ironic because I am a slap bassist. Classic rock, um, that's going into A tier. I have a lot of respect for classic rock. It has had such a huge impact on me as a child. I practically grew up with it. We have bands like Pink Floyd, Rush, so many of them. And I mean, and Led Zeppelin, for instance. And I guess Black Sabbath is kinda. Would Black Sabbath be classic rock? I don't know. Point is, I like classic rock quite. I do enjoy classic rock every now and again. I used to listen to it heavily for a while, but not so much now. I will come back to it, but I do enjoy it. I'm gonna put blues in A tier as well. I know quite a few of the artists, but the thing is I want to put it in A tier because of the fact that it was very instrumental in essentially creating rock and heavy metal, which I will get into like all the into like the metal into heavy metal, but later in a little bit. But blues is a very important genre to me. We had people like BB King, we have Joe Bonamassa, Robert Johnson, who is a really was a really good guitarist. So many like Samantha Fish. We had so many people in that realm, you know. Blues has a really huge has a bigger impact than I think some people think because it was just such a revolutionary genre. Now it comes down to classical music and heavy metal. I'm gonna put classical music in A tier. I also have a lot of respect for classical music. I also grew up on that kind of stuff. I like Beethoven, I like Mozart. There's a lot of people I like. And then if we're talking about just like music pieces, I like Dante's Symphony. I like Entry of the Gods into Valhalla, 1812 Overture. I also forgot to mention Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky. I probably pronounced it wrong, but I'm just gonna say Tchaikovsky. Modest Mussorgsky. And then for other music pieces, we had Night on Bald Mountain. And then for other composers, we had Johann Sebastian Bach. If you can't tell, this is such a disorganized video, but I'm going unscripted here. I have a lot of respect for the genre, but it's not something I will listen to all the time. Like, I have to be, I have to be in the mood for it, but I still listen to. I will come back to it, you know. Which leaves me with heavy metal. S tier. Yeah, I love heavy metal because it was responsible for a lot of the music I listened to. It practically defined me as a person. I ever since I started listening to heavy metal, it got me into more genres of music. I've listened to heavy metal, I've listened to doom metal, I've listened to death metal, I've listened to black metal, I've even listened to pirate metal, power metal, fucking Viking metal. I've even listened to folk metal a little bit, I'm pretty sure. There's so many different genres that were created by heavy metal, and heavy metal in itself is a great genre. We have Black Sabbath, for instance. Black Sabbath is considered heavy metal. Without Black Sabbath, we wouldn't have all those other genres. So so that's really all I have to say about this. I'm terrible at tier lists. So thank you guys for watching. Just so you know, this is just my opinion, and I am right and you guys are wrong. And yeah. See you guys later. Peace. Oh yeah, and also I am going to be live streaming tonight, depending on when this video is going to be uploaded. At 9 p.m. I will put my Twitch link in the description below on the video. And also you can follow my Twitter handle too if you want updates from the channel. And yeah, see you guys later. Peace.